Mark Everett Kelly here with the Gadsden Messenger. We have the new baseball coach of Westbrook Christian at an unbelievable facility that they built for you guys. I mean, this is top notch. I mean, eat your heart out. Every other college, I don't know, Alabama, I'm sure they got some things, but this is unbelievable here. Ricky Ray Clayton, former Etowah coach, just had a great successful year in Etowah, coached the Chocolate Monsters. A couple summers ago, I had met him when I had worked for the Anderson Star. So he has a great reputation in the community, very successful head coach. This is a lot to take in.
It's a lot to take in. First of all, I've got to thank the good Lord. Like God, He's really blessed me, me and my family, and this has been an unbelievable week I'll never forget. We talk about legacies and we talk about all these things with our players and what legacy are you leaving. I tell you this last couple of days have been unbelievable, and I'll never forget them. The people here, it's home. Like, it's home. I know I'm home, and my family's home. And Westbrook I've only been here for 2 or 3 days, and I don't have to change anything the way I live. Like, this is how we live, and I love everybody here. Of course, our team, we have a really good team, and we're great players and great humans, and that's a big deal. And everybody here they're great. I mean, I've been overwhelmed. It's been so overwhelming that I've had to take a step back and breathe and take it all in. I've come in here every morning in the last couple of days, and it's just it's just a blessing. It's a dream come true. I'm thankful. I'm grateful. And my biggest thing is, I just want everybody to know I've been really blessed in my coaching career. I've been with some great coaches. I've been with some great teams, and I can tell you this much. There's been this time of year that a lot happens. The coaching carousel happens. After the season, you get a lot of phone calls, this and that. But I've had many opportunities. And the good Lord has shown me, told me He's been in control. When He's in control, nothing else matters, right? When He's in control. So a lot of opportunities fell through. A lot of opportunities along the last couple of years, last 10 years that have, may not panned out, or whatever the case may be. It doesn't matter. But what He has done is held me in a position to paint a very clear picture for me to be here at Westbrook. And I couldn't be more thankful. And my message is, we always want to ask why. We always want to ask why me. We always want to ask those things, and it's easier for us to do. But the bigger picture is to trust in His plan, and that's the bottom line. And that's what I hope. I've got to tell it because it's my story, and trust in His plan, because His is better than ours will ever be. And even though we may have to wait a little bit, and that's fine. He's got us, and I'm grateful. And man, it's a lot. And by the way, just so everybody knows, you're 51, and he just went in there, and he's a switch hitter, and just absolutely tore the net up. So that was pretty impressive.
There's something everybody's got a talent, George. But the other night I was at Etowah. Okay, you won the championship there, right?
23.
Talk about, first of all, what that night was like, kind of the emotional, I guess, saying goodbye, and also the first game, I think I phoned out at home, in the 7th inning. The softball team had lost that day because I was at Albertville, and I thought I was like the kiss of death for you guys that day. Yeah. But that, and then what kind of goes into building a program where you can get to that point?
Yeah. So that day was, it was the semis. It was we knew it was going to be a tough game, tough series, but you know, we. You know, obviously expectations win the whole thing every year, no matter what. Right? You're playing for the last game of the year, and you want to be the winner of the last game of the year. That's the expectation every year. Fell a little short. That senior class there, they've been there. I've been there 4 years, so I've been there with them through their freshman year from on, and you know, it's an unbelievable group of guys. It was bittersweet. Like, it was really sad, and I love those guys. They're great. They still talk to them every day. They've already called me today. You know, it's the brotherhood, and I can't wait for this brotherhood here. You know, at Westbrook, and I've already experienced it here from everyone else. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we've met with the team some, and I can already tell you it's going to be special. It's going to be special, and that's where it starts. And our biggest thing is just going to be, that brotherhood, and they're setting the standards real high. The standard is always going to be the standard, and that's the bottom line. Just being good people, good Christian humans, being the best we can be, serving the Lord, and just realizing that He's our instinct in everything that we do. We work hard for Him and for Him only, not for us, not for everybody else, not for all these things, these worldly things. He's our instinct, and we work hard for Him, and we go out here. We're going to go out here and coach every day, and we're going to go out here and play every day for Him, and we're not going to worry about anything else, and we're gonna start from the ground up. We got to lay the foundation early, and that's going to be important.
Talk about that building program where you started, with the younger players and the camps and.
Yeah, so actually our first we haven't officially had anything yet. It's been really wild. Like I said, it's been really wild. A lot going on right here at the end of school. Tuesday's going to be our first day. We're having a cookout here. Everybody's going to be here. We're going to go out in the field and do some things prior. Have fun. It'll be my first time on the field with them. I can't wait. Like, I wish today was Tuesday. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, we'll attack it from the ground up. From our junior high all the way up to our varsity level. It's going to be one heartbeat. One heartbeat, pulling for each other, and developing's important. And yes, as baseball, 100%, but also as young men, serving the Lord, and that's where it really matters. That's where the coaching part for me, that's what makes a great coach. Not just the baseball side of it, but that relationship side. That's what's going to be the most important thing to me. And I still have coaches from today that I have really good relationships with. I haven't talked to, don't talk to all the time, but when you do, you just know. And that's the way I want it to be. And we're gonna have a good group of coaches. We got an unbelievable group of players. They're hungry. They're starving for it, and just unbelievable kids. And building that is going to be fun. I cannot wait, because we're going to attack it from, like I said, from the junior high up, and it's going to be one heartbeat, everybody on the same page, and with the same goal in mind. That's important. I also think that's important. We're all on the same page for the same goal.
And so coming here, okay, like you got Steve Smith now, the athletic director, had success over at Piedmont, like top notch.
Top notch.
Okay, you got building a great program just with the coaches, and it starts with the coaches, because as well as I do, the turnover is ridiculous. Okay, and it's really hard to establish something like that. But this facility, just from what I saw, I'm going to take a couple of videos of what the facility is like when we're done, but to come in and look at and see what you were dealing with, was that?
I mean, I've never seen anything like I've seen it, but I've been there, but I have never coached a baseball team and seen this right here with these facilities. It's absolutely, all I can tell you is it's a blessing. Like, it's so nice. And what's cool is you can have these things a lot and not ever get used.
Yeah.
But I've been in here the last, I don't even know what day it is, Friday. So
Friday,
it's been 3 days.
I think so.
And I have not been in here yet where somebody's not using this.
Yeah.
And that's the point of it, and they're working hard, and a lot of them right now going to play travel ball, so they know they can come in here and work all day long, and what much is needed whenever they need to, and that's important, and not every player has that.
No, you have to drive, and that's what separates the greatness from regular players. Yeah.
Right, and to have access for them to be able to come in here and use all this, I mean, it doesn't get any better. It does not get any better than this. And Steve Smith, piggyback off Steve. Steve has been absolutely unbelievable through this whole process. Man, he is a great guy. I mean, I've never met Steve before until now. I've just watched him win a lot of state championships and do his thing. Obviously it speaks for itself what he's done, and he is a man of just a good Christian man of strong values, and he's taught me a lot already. I will say that right now. In the short time I've known Steve, he has taught me a lot already, and I could not be more happy, thankful, appreciative to work with him. It's going to be awesome, and they're going to do some really good things this year in football. They're working extremely hard, and obviously we know how hard he works, him and his staff. So, I cannot wait to watch them play football on Friday nights. I really can't. It's a great setup. They do some really good things. I just can't wait to be a part of all of it. It's gonna be it's awesome.
Exciting.
And a man of his stature who's been there and done it a lot and won a lot. Yeah. That's a big deal. You don't get to be around people like that much, and it's special. It's really special.
And I mean, you look at what goes into winning. Obviously, at Piedmont they had it's almost like a college.
Yeah.
And not only that, but they started with the school system, like how they turned that around, just how they taught and educated, to a whole new system on how to educate. So it kind of comes out of that mold, brings it here to where you're dealing with it. Small Christian schools never really get their due. I mean, I knew growing up and going to one, Smithtown Christian School, class of '93, by the way. And we took forever for us to get just into League 8 on Long Island. We were in a small private school league. Talk about that a little bit, about being in now a Christian school environment and kind of, getting it, down here it's a little different. You can show your faith absolutely down here. Public school, private school, everybody kind of shows their faith. A little bit different up in New York. But what it's like to be at a Christian school, to build that kind of program here.
Yeah, so, all right, and when I said earlier, it's at home, I know I'm at home, is because, like, if you know me, people that know me, like, truly know me, like, they know how big I am in my faith. Like, that's the number one thing. And my 4-year-old son knows that. My wife knows, like, she's the same way, our families. And
I knew that last year talking to you with the monster before it kind of came back who you were.
Yeah, like, that's just me. I mean, I know that I can't do anything without him, and that's just the bottom line, and are we perfect? No, we're human, but this will be my first time to be at a private school, and I'm telling you, I walked through those doors, and it was home. I saw the smile on his face and my wife's face. That's all I needed to know, and just to elaborate on that more. So Brody Kroll, like, can't say enough good about him. He has been absolutely solid. He is a solid rock. That guy, from the first phone call to the last, it's you want to talk about an impression. Wow, that guy left an impression on me that I'll never forget. And already just a great friend. He's a great mentor to me. And like I said, in the short term I've been here already, you talk about Steve and you talk about Brody. You talk about two really, 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 really good mentors. Like, I have been, the information that they've been able to provide me in 3 days, I have learned so much, and really has put the light bulb off in my head of You know, that's what I want to be. I want to be like them. So, you know, as far as I tell you what, I know I get to teach a Bible class and I can't wait. I've never done that at a school, you know, and I think that's pretty cool. Like that's awesome. But you know, the cool part is like everybody always thinks the coach has got it all figured out, but like as a coach, we're still learning too. You know, like I'm still learning. I'll be learning in that school, and I'm a firm believer when we quit growing, we're done. You know, so we're always. And that's going to be kind of our thing. We're going to try to grow every single day in the right direction, you know. And if we're doing that, the Lord's our instinct, we ain't got nothing to worry about. Sky's the limit, you know. So I'm excited.
And I think, you know, it's just as a Christian man, it's important you have mentors and you have accountability. Otherwise, you know, you kind of, who do you answer to? Obviously you have God, but He places those people.
That's right.
You know, that's important. In anything, you know, and building a program is important. By the way, we have a player doing the video. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if we can do maybe a selfie, put himself in front of the camera, but no, you don't want to do it. Okay. So I think you know, it all starts with relationships and trust, and you get certain reputations, things that follow you around, but to have someone like you know, Coach Smith. And coming into this program, knowing you have mentors, that's got to mean a lot to you.
That means a ton to me. It means a lot. You know, when you look at Steve's status and you look at Brody's status, like it speaks for itself, right? And a lot of people, you know, you go places and you hear those two names and it's like, man, that's awesome, cool. But when you get to be a part of it. You want to talk about something special? My life's been touched already in so many ways by them two. There's one moment I'll never forget in my whole entire life, and sitting out here looking at this baseball field the day it was done, and Brody prayed like before we left, and I hope you don't mind me sharing that, but
sure.
He like you want to talk about a moment in time that. That's all I've gone back to for the past 3 days, and you know that people like that. That's who you want. That's who I want to be around. That's who these kids want to be around, and that's who I want my family and my kids to be around 24/7. And it doesn't get any better. And to be a part of Steve Smith and everything that he's done, and get to learn and get to watch him, you know. Like I've seen him on TV coaching the state championship games, stuff like that. But to get to know him and to really know him, it has been. And we don't even know each other yet. But for the time that we have, I cannot say enough good about anybody at the school. Miss Neal, probably the nicest lady I've ever met in my whole life. The principal, she is gold. And I can just tell it's a family. It's a family atmosphere, and that's what I am. That's what I'm used to, and how other way to do it. You know, everything's just been. It's been unbelievable. It's a blessing.
Hey, that's questions. I know you got a lot to do today, and thank you so much for this time. Okay.
Yeah.
We had talked previously about like what it's like to really your legacy, and coaches. By the way, these guys work during the season, 18-hour days at least.
For sure.
And it's a year-round job. Okay, there's no part-time. You have summers off. You know, not you guys. And I saw it at Fort Payne. I knew Coach Powell over there. I knew Coach Martin over there. You know, Coach just from the, you know, head football coaches everywhere. Willingham over at Collinsville. Like these guys are dedicated.
That's right.
Okay, and about life lessons that you teach your players, because obviously. Wins and losses matter. There's no doubt that's why you're here. That's why Coach Smith is here. If you don't win, you're not going to maybe get a chance to do that. But beyond that, teaching these kids about lessons in life and kind of taking this beyond high school.
Yeah, so when I don't really care. We're going to do some great things here. It's going to be special. I can already tell you. And I can't wait. But the process along the way is even more special. And sure, I want them to learn as much as they can from me. about baseball, and I want them. It has nothing to do with me. It's all for these boys, right? So it's not for me. It's for them. And but one thing I want them to learn from me is what I like. Yes, it's baseball. Don't get me wrong, but also my job, and I know this, and this is why I love coaching. I want to build the strongest relationships I can build with them, and I've got to be that example for them.
Sure.
And as long as they know from me, these guys don't know me yet, but they will, and I don't know them yet, and I will. But the one thing I want them to know more than anything in this world is that I want them to be so strong in their faith, and that's going to be by me leading that example. And they'll see that from me. That's 100% how I live. And if anybody knows, they know I pray a lot. I pray probably 1,000 times a day, and that's maybe a little more, maybe a little less. And I can't wait for them to see that, and I can't wait to see this. I can't wait to watch them grow. Like, I want to teach them as much as I can teach them about being the best Christian human being they can be, and everything else speaks for itself, right? So everything that they do, I want them to do it all with their hearts and minds for the Lord, and worry about nothing else, fear nothing else, and turn it over to Him. And life has its struggles with everybody. Everybody fights their own battles, and that's the beauty of it. I go through different things, but everybody in this room, we've been through different things, not the same thing, and different struggles. But no matter that struggle, no matter what's going on, the good Lord's got it. And I think that's important for them to know. And life's tough. And they're in the stage right now where everything's great, and but my job is to teach them moving forward. Like after high school, what's the plan? What's all these things, and how do I go about it? And prepare them for life. That's my job. Prepare. That's the word. Prepare them for life the best that I can, and how to respond, and how adversity takes its toll, and how to handle it. We may get knocked down a lot, but we get right back up, and no matter what. And matter of fact, I got knocked down the other day. I don't know if you've heard the story yet.
No.
Yeah, we was out here. As a matter of fact, it was Wednesday, the first day. I met everybody and go eat lunch with one of our coaches. Come back, boys are hitting on the field by themselves. I couldn't leave. I had to watch them hit. Just sat in the dugout and watched. Well, I walked behind the hitter, left-handed hitter, and he's swinging a wood bat, and I'm standing less than 5 yards from him. And he swings and lets go of the bat and hits me right in the head. Right?
Yes, sir.
And welcome to the job, Coach.
Welcome to the job. So, for the first time in 3 days, I think my head's finally quit hurting. But
I don't mean to laugh.
it is funny. It really is
some
funny.
Bugs Bunny, maybe.
But the only thing I can sit there and think is, this is here we go. This is day one on teaching them how to be tough. So we got up, we got through it.
They know you got to head for the game.
Yeah. But no, it was funny. It was funny, but obviously unintentional. But it's gonna be a good story moving forward. Yeah, at the end of this next one, end of this next year, just to see what's all taking place. That's part of the process.
Did he get over it? Did the battery get over it? Thinking I almost killed our new coach?
He was absolutely tore up. And here's the best part about it. Like I saw it in his eyes. He couldn't even talk.
Oh, I bet.
He couldn't talk.
He didn't say. He just
Yeah.
Welcome to the team, Coach.
I like to joke around, right? I got a sense of humor. A lot of people don't know that, but the ones that do, they know I like to have a little fun. And when we're on that field, it's time to work, and that's what it's about. Like, it's work. But outside of that, I like to have fun and joke around. It's just my personality, and I tried to joke around with them after, and nobody said a word. All it was yes sir, yes sir. I was like, no guys, no, this is where you laugh, joke around, have a little fun.
When they get my memory back,
Yeah. But no, it was a good way to break it in, and they're actually out there hitting right now. So That takes the headache away in a hurry. You get to watch your team out there working. That's special.
These kids can hit too. I mean, from what I've seen.
They can hit. They can hit.
Favorite player growing up?
My favorite. I got two. Okay. Now I'm a huge Red Sox fan.
All right. We won't hold that against you.
But my favorite player growing up was Derek Jeter.
Okay.
And my second favorite player was Nomar Garciaparra. Two shortstops. That's Derek Jeter, man. That guy, the captain. Oh, he's my all-time favorite player. A lot of pitchers, guys like Pedro and Kurt Schilling and Roger Clemens, all those guys. Man, I grew up in that time, and I was born in '91, so I got to see a lot of good stuff. You got your Maddox, your Glavins, you know. But my two favorite players were Derek Jeter, number one, and Nomar Garciaparra, two.
Story about Jeter. So I'm covering Yankees Mets Interleague Series. It's 2000. Chris Chambliss used to play for the Braves. Used to coach the Yankees doing soft toss to Jeter on the field. Hits off a couple, comes right to me. I pick up the ball. I'm just, nobody knows me there. All big shots. Okay, I'm just throwing the ball at Jeter. Hey, thank you. We start talking just a little bit. Probably has no idea. Won't remember me at all. But kind of like I've arrived.
Yeah.
When I was there. So that feeling, it's funny you mentioned Jeter, but it's about, I'm excited to see what you can do for the community, because, about making a community proud, making the parents proud, making everybody involved, in the teachers, how hard they work. And some changes are coming. We're going to do some good things.
That's right.
To get you guys coverage and to really, get the towns and the schools the publicity they deserve, and so everybody can kind of be proud, and we can, grow this community together.
Absolutely, man. Well, we appreciate y'all, and y'all are welcome here anytime.
God bless.
So, God bless you, buddy.
Good things come from Westbrook Christian.
Absolutely. Amen.